Well, good Monday morning, Alaska. We've certainly been dealing with some snow showers through the overnight hours into this morning. In fact, across South Central, we did see about anywhere from a half an inch to an inch and a half of snowfall overnight into early this morning. That activity is beginning to taper off, and you can see as that does, we are going to begin to see some sunshine breaks in the forecast. Let's go ahead and show you that photo of what we're seeing through the overnight or this morning as we continue to head into the afternoon hours. Notice those sunshine breaks beginning to make a return to parts of South Central. We've got a lot to talk about as we welcome in our election day, as we've got a strong storm system that's set to impact a large portion of mainland Alaska as well as the Aleutians. But for today, we are going to catch a break. Most of that activity is already beginning to diminish from the light snow and areas of drizzle that we did see for the first part of your Monday morning. So here's what we're going to be talking about as we welcome in the remainder of today. Notice that area of low pressure that's near Prince William Sound. That has been responsible for that light snow and areas of rainfall that we've been dealing with through the overnight hours into early this morning. That's going to quickly jut off towards the east. As it does, we should see some clearing for parts of South Central. Not everyone will see it, but some sunshine breaks do look possible, and we're going to be talking about temperatures warming above freezing today, so those slushy and slick roads will remain with us. Look out towards the Aleutians. That's our next storm system that we are going to be watching, already beginning to impact the Aleutians in the form of high winds as well as some heavy rainfall. As that builds into the eastern parts of the Bering Sea, we're going to see increasing snowfall, blizzard conditions, high winds, as well as a transition to a wintry mix for a large portion of southwest Alaska, as well as here in South Central. Winds are already gusting out towards the Aleutians, anywhere from about 20 to nearly 70 miles per hour. Now, most of the impacts today will be the eastern Aleutians as well as the Alaska Peninsula. That's where we're going to see the potential for some heavy rainfall as well as those gusty conditions. But again, as that builds to the north, we are going to see deteriorating conditions for southwest Alaska as well as South Central. Areas from Nome northward, largely expecting to see fairly quiet weather outside of breezy winds here over the next couple of days. This storm system is really going to take its focal point through at least the southern mainland parts of the state. So that's what we're going to be talking about as we welcome in the evening hours overnight on into our Tuesday. So this is what we're dealing with. You can see those major storm impacts, areas highlighted in red. That's where we're going to see blizzard conditions. And then the purple is going to see the potential for not only some heavy snowfall, but there is the likelihood that we could see a glaze of ice as we welcome in your Tuesday. And of course, some heavy snowfall across the eastern Kenai Peninsula, western Prince William Sound. Here in Anchorage, we do have that high wind watch that was just upgraded to a high wind warning, and that goes into effect as we welcome in your Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. And then into the interior, we do have the potential for some gusty winds as well as some snow as you head out towards parts of the Dalton Highway. So this is what we're going to be talking about as we welcome in your Tuesday. So for our winds, those high winds that we are going to see at least for the Anchorage Bowl, east to southeasterly gust up to 75 miles per hour. Primary impacts will be Turnagain Arm and Hillside. Now the Anchorage Bowl as a whole may see those winds about 30 to 50 miles per hour. Still gusty, but nowhere near the 75 mile per hour winds that the Hillside could potentially see. And then that snow, heavy snow looking likely for a large portion of South Central as well as Southwest Alaska. We're talking about 12 to 18 inches along the Seward Highway. If you are going to be driving along the Seward Highway overnight into your Tuesday out towards Turnagain Pass, be prepared for the likelihood that there could be some blizzard conditions. Snowfall rates between about 6 a.m. To noon tomorrow will be roughly in the range of 1 to 3 inches per hour. So that will lead to visibility down to less than a quarter of a mile at times, up to 9 inches out towards southwest Alaska. That does include a glaze to a trace of ice accumulation. And then as we welcome in Tuesday night into Wednesday, all of that snow through southwest Alaska will then transition into some rain. And then out towards Thompson Pass, Valdez, be prepared for up to 18 inches of snowfall as well. Keystone Canyon, seeing reports that those roads are very slick. So we're going to see hazardous travel conditions here over the next couple of days, particularly in areas where we're going to see that snow transitioning to rain and then the falling down on top of that ice and snow that we already have on the ground. That's going to lead to very hazardous and difficult travel conditions as we welcome in your Tuesday. So there is the storm system out towards the Aleutians. Aleutians, primarily seeing some rainfall with that, although some localized areas of wintry mix is possible through the remainder of today. But as that builds to the northeast, you can see that southwest Alaska, snow is going to begin to arrive into the evening hours. I will tell you that there is a blizzard warning for the Pribilof Islands, where we could see winds gusting as high as about 70 miles per hour with up to 4 inches of snowfall. So whiteout conditions can be expected for the Pribilofs, expected through the overnight hours on into your Tuesday. But you can see southwest Alaska, that surge of moisture. You're going to see that snow beginning to arrive through the evening hours. Intensity could be heavy at times. We'll likely see anywhere from 4 to 9 inches of snowfall. Now, areas east of Bethel will see significantly less snow, likely anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. It's really the Yukon Delta, the middle Yukon Valley, and out towards Bristol Bay and the Kuskokwim Delta, where we're going to see that better potential for that heavier snowfall. And then overnight, or as we welcome in your Tuesday afternoon into the evening hours, we're going to see a surge of warmer air, so that's going to transition into a wintry mix as you head out towards southwest Alaska. Meanwhile, here in South Central, we are expected to see heavy snowfall arriving to parts of South Central overnight into tomorrow. And yes, we will also see a transition to a wintry mix. We're going to begin to see the initial impacts overnight into early tomorrow morning for Kodiak in the form of heavy rainfall as well as some gusty winds. Kodiak could see winds gusting upwards of about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So that is what we're going to be watching here over the next couple of days. Things should calm down into Wednesday, but precipitation-wise, but we will be watching temperatures warming into the 40s, so road conditions will continue to be a hazard as we welcome in the coming days. So looking at our snowfall total forecast for South Central, if you live along the western Prince William Sound, eastern Kenai, as well as out towards Valdez and Thompson Pass, this is where we're going to see the brunt of the snowfall. Anywhere from, again, 10 to about 18 inches of snowfall. Of course, those higher elevations of the Chugach Mountains could see significantly higher amounts. Now, notice Anchorage into the valley, or at least southern parts of the Mat-Su Valley, and down through the western Kenai. If you look at the forecast, you're like, hey, snow is looking likely. Not really looking possible for the Anchorage Bowl and surrounding locations, and that's largely due to the high winds that we will see tomorrow that will lead to downsloping. We could see a brief opportunity early tomorrow where we could see anywhere from about a half an inch to an inch of snowfall, but outside of that, we're largely expected to stay on the drier side because those downsloping winds will play a key role in not only keeping us dry, but leading to some very strong winds across western parts of the Kenai as well as the Anchorage Bowl and southern parts of the Mat-Su Valley. So that's what we will be watching for a large portion of South Central. So notice these winds starting this evening beginning to increase for coastal regions. As that frontal system builds northward, you can see by tomorrow morning as you head out the door to head to work, we're going to be talking about those winds already increasing across the Kenai, western Prince William Sound, and then making an approach into the Anchorage Bowl, Turnagain Arm, as well as the upper hillside. As we welcome in the morning hours. That high wind warning for Anchorage goes into effect at 6 a.m. and there is the possibility that coastal regions could see even stronger winds. So we'll be watching for that as we welcome in your Tuesday. Those winds will quickly drop off into Tuesday afternoon and evening hours. So we're only going to be talking about a six-hour time frame where we're going to see some of those strongest winds, which again will peak up to about 75 miles per hour along the Anchorage hillside, Turnagain Arm. That includes Bear Valley, Upper DeArmond. That's where we're going to see some of those stronger winds into tomorrow. As far as what we're going to be seeing through the rest of the week, winds will remain quite gusty for coastal regions, but we're going to be talking about warming temperatures, highs staying near 40 degrees. So here is that wind forecast for tomorrow. Starting, you can see by the afternoon hours, those winds will peak right around about 50 miles per hour for the Anchorage Bowl. So be prepared for those gusty conditions if you're getting out and about for your Tuesday. Those winds, again, you can see overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, still remaining quite gusty, although slightly lower speeds, anywhere from about 20 to 40 miles per hour. So that will continue to lead to some hazardous road conditions across South Central, because in addition to those southeasterly winds, it's going to lead to warmer weather. In fact, some parts of South Central will actually see temperatures rise through the night as we continue to see that frontal system build northward. That's also going to impact southeast. Now, this morning, We are seeing just some isolated to scattered activity that's impacting the Panhandle, but I want to go ahead and give you an early heads up for those who live in the Panhandle, especially the southern half of the Panhandle. Heavy rain will be likely Tuesday through Friday. In addition to that, we will see some gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. So for tomorrow, 1 to 2 inches of rain looks likely. By Wednesday, 2 to 5 inches of rain looks likely, and that's all thanks to an atmospheric river that looks to take aim on the Panhandle. And by Thursday, slightly lower amounts, but still seeing the potential for up to 2 inches of rain Thursday into early Friday morning. So that's what we'll be watching for the Panhandle, but you can see here over about the next 36 to 48 hours where we're going to see some of those harder hit areas when it comes to the rain will primarily be for locations along and south of Juneau. So again, be prepared for that likelihood of that heavy rainfall. No flooding is expected or anticipated, but you will see some localized creeks as well as waterways and area rivers seeing a rise in it. By week's end, we could see some locations approaching well over 5 inches of rainfall. So certainly going to be watching that as this storm system takes aim on the state here over the next couple of days. For today, we're going to be talking about a high of 36 in Anchorage, 28 in Bethel, and again, southwest Alaska, you're going to see that increasing snow and winds into the evening hours with a gradual transition to a wintry mix throughout the day. Tuesday here in South Central, same scenario. We're going to see initially starting off with snow and then a gradual transition to rain for coastal regions out towards Thompson Pass. We'll likely see those snow levels rise to a roughly 1,200 feet or higher as that frontal system continues to build northward through South Central. So that's what we're going to be watching for your Election Day forecast. In fact, it's going to be a warm one as well. That's why we're going to be talking about slushy and slick road conditions. And for areas that have yet to see any action on the when it comes to clearing those roads, you're going to be talking about some washboard activity on those roadways as well. So here over the next couple of days, you want to take note of those highway conditions, get to your destination safely, and of course give yourself plenty of time to get out the door. Things do look quieter through the end of the week, although we will still hold on to some coastal activity in the form of rain and snow showers. Of course, temperatures will largely depend on what type of precip we'll see, but you can see through at least Thursday we'll likely hold on to the chance for at least some rain showers. Into the weekend, colder conditions do arrive as we do drop back down near or below freezing, and there's also the potential that as we welcome in early next week, we'll be talking about those overnight lows dropping back down into the teens. So colder weather will arrive again into the weekend, but for now we are going to be talking about or watching that potential for heavy rain as well as heavy snowfall and some high winds across a large portion of the southern mainland. You can see those overnight lows again quickly warming through the overnight, even Tuesday night to Wednesday staying above freezing. That's why we're going to continue to hold on to those slushy and slick conditions across South Central. So one more look outside, already beginning to see some of those clouds break. Not everyone going to see some sunshine breaks. Some locations could see a few hours of sunshine today. Others will hold on to those mostly cloudy to overcast skies, but we're catching a brief break from the precip we did see this morning across South Central before more rain and snow arrives into your Tuesday. Of course, we'll time out those details and have more as we continue to iron out all the information, and have more on that coming up in the evening newscast, as well as coming up here in the next couple of, in about the next hour and 15 minutes for the noon show. For now, have a great Tuesday. Take it easy on those roads, get to your destination safely, and enjoy those temperatures today warming into the mid-30s before that heavy rain, high snow, heavy snowfall and high winds makes a return to South Central.